Today we have George Addison, and he's my mentor and a good friend. And he's also a book author and so many other things. So I'm going to give George a chance to tell us what's going on. How you doing, George?
Doing fine. Great to be a part of your show, and appreciate the opportunity to talk about some of the things I'm doing and the book that I'm working on. We'll get to that later. That project is something that's been in the works for a few years. As anybody knows who creates anything, whether it's written or whether it's visual, it's usually going to take longer than what you think it is when you first come up with it.
Yes.
So, it's a labor of love, and involves a lot of the people that I interviewed as a journalist over the years, and just basically wanted to capsulize what that experience meant to me and glean out of it whatever positive attributes I could that could share with other people.
That sounds very interesting. I'm so very proud of you.
I'm proud of you as well.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. So, what else would you like to share with us about this book?
We'll go ahead and deal with the book. The book is entitled Moments in the Shadow of Greatness. And it's just got some of the folks on here that'll be in the first book that involve President Barack Obama, Andrew Young, former Ambassador Andrew Young, Shirley Chisholm, who was a political person that I was involved with on the East Coast years ago.
Wow.
It kind of got me started with everything. Shirley Chisholm, and Muhammad Ali, of course, and Gordon Parks, which was my mentor. And so, life's kind of gone around full circle for me as it relates to paying homage to these people and showing my appreciations for the impact that they made in my life to be able to go out and do other things and help others.
And that's exactly what you do, and I appreciate you being on the show today. And we're going to just take a break for a minute, and we'll be right back with George Addison. Back with George Addison, who is my special guest today on Cornelia TV. And George, what else is going on?
Well, as you know, I'm involved in a lot of different things, and I don't think I can ever be idle. So, but I basically have my hands in several different companies that I'm involved in to help people across the country. And I have my marketing company, which is BMG, B Network Media Group. And I'm excited about BMG because it's kind of like a culmination of where I can kind of group all the things I'm involved with and all the different aspects of companies that I'm involved in under one roof, so to speak. And basically it deals with marketing, advertising, promotional strategy development for small and large companies. Recently I was involved in a AARP webinar that was sponsored by the Small Business Administration, and spoke to people about their social media strategies with a potential audience of almost 70 million people. So that was kind of exciting and nerve-wracking and all of that stuff, because you want to do a good job and don't want to mess up.
Right.
And that's just one of the opportunities that I've been able to get as a result of my involvement with BMG and also with SCORE, which is the Service Corps Retired Executives. They're sort of like one of the children of the Small Business Administration. So over the years, I've been involved with BMG, just basically 2 years now the company is. And then also I have Patisse University, which I launched, which is an online learning university basically. And what our mission is basically is to take people, no matter what their educational backgrounds are, and find their strength, determine their strengths and weaknesses, and then through that help them find their path as far as the educational attainment they need to be a better person, to be a better business person, or just a member in society and the community, to be a better individual. And a lot of times people think they have to go to regular institutions to do that, but what they don't realize is that this country was founded off of, and people who I classify as autodidacts, individuals who were self-taught, self-learners, numerous presidents and famous celebrities, Gates of Microsoft, I mean so many people, the founder of Wendy's, people that didn't complete school, and in some case people who didn't go to school, who've done great things that help shape the nation and the world. And so mostly people are accustomed to just being down on themselves, and they don't really have the confidence to do a lot of the things because they feel that I lack a degree or I lack this and that. And through that particular university, what we try to do is provide them with lectures and instructors and workshops that teach them how to take their natural skills and go on and pursue whatever dreams or goals they have, no matter what they are.
Wow. But listen, can you give us some website information so maybe they can go online and find you for themselves?
Well, they can Google me on LinkedIn, and they should be able to find me on there. But I would say just Google LinkedIn, and they can usually find links that take them to my other sites. At least some of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that sounds fabulous. And did you hear his information? He's on the web, so search for him, okay? And we'll be right back with more of George Addison. We was taking a little break. George was just telling me about this Entrepreneur Roadshow that he also is doing, and hopefully you say it may be at the end of this year. Just tell us about it.
Well, we were looking at launching it around summer or fall, early fall of this year. Now it may be pushed back to where actually we'll launch it, if not at the end of this year, then the first of next year for sure. And what's taken us a while to get this thing launched is because we're looking at traveling to 157 cities across the country, and we're looking to do this over a 4 or 5 year period. Okay. And what we want to do pretty much is go to communities that have been affected by the recession and job loss, and where they just have people who really are kind of lost and don't know what to do with themselves, and take them a positive message that allows them to kind of regroup and rebuild their lives. And sometimes just hearing the right word at the right time is all a person really needs in their life to kind of get themselves back in focus and move forward, do the right thing. And we hope that the Entrepreneur Roadshow Tour will do that. Ultimately, we'll have up to 21 speakers that will rotate through the tour as an area needs. Some communities may need to hear financial speakers. Some people may need to hear inspirational speakers. Some people may need to hear people that have immediate job opportunities they can take advantage of. Something they can leave the event that day and actually start a business for themselves. Because we truly believe that for people to turn themselves around and their communities around, you're going to have to be in a position of strength and be empowered financially, economically, and academically to do some of the things you want to do for yourself and for your community. A lot of times they put broad X's on these communities that are disadvantaged and have gone through some changes and say, well, that's it for them, they're done. But no, they're not. And all it takes is one person to be able to empower themselves financially to go out and buy that first home in the neighborhood and fix it up, and then buy another home, or form a co-op where they can get together and buy several homes, and then do a block, and then do it one by one. And before you know it, you've got this bubbling, thriving community that's providing jobs and self-esteem and empowerment for people, and they say, wow, we did it ourselves. And those things are going on, like for instance in Harlem. There's an organization I work with called So Harlem, and what this young lady done, Miss Rodriguez, who is head of that organization, has done, she's went back home to Harlem. She's worked for Fortune 500 companies and helped countries who are into philanthropy, and she founded an organization that accommodates residents in that area who are artisans. And they have learned how to be business people now and develop their skills and market themselves in a way that not only revitalizes their opportunities, but Harlem as well. And that's something that's pretty exciting.
Ooh, it sounds exciting, and it sounds like a good solution to today's problems. Because everybody needs to be lifted up. And most people in general, they want a hand up. They don't want a handout. So this is a way for them to learn how to empower themselves. And I appreciate your vision, and I wish you all the best on your new adventures.
Yeah,
and so
we take that. We appreciate that.
Okay, all right, that sounds good. So I'm going to hold up this, and when we come back, we'll get a closer view of the Entrepreneur Roadshow and Mr. Addison's book. So stay right with us, okay? Yeah. If you're just tuning in, I've been speaking with Mr. George Addison, who's my mentor, and he's an entrepreneur, and he's a journalist, and he's so many things that we don't have time to say all that he does. But we're making time, and we're coming back, and we talked about his book, Moments in the Shadow of Greatness by George Addison Jr. And we also talked a little bit about the Entrepreneur Roadshow. And tell us a little bit more about what's coming up next, or what's new in your world. Or...
Well, years ago I got started with my nonprofit, which was launched at Bellarmine University. I had the people at the Small Business Development Center, Mr. Tom Daly.
Mm-hmm.
He was more or less the person that really gave me the foundation to launch a lot of the efforts that I do across the country. Mm-hmm. And through the Patisse Institute, which stands for Positive Images that Invoke Self-Esteem, I dealt with about 3,000 at-risk families over several years, and working with kids in elementary and middle school, and mostly people in the housing institutions, but occasionally I was surprised I had a number of people who were very well off financially. Mm-hmm. And I would find myself at homes, luxury homes on the golf course, mm-hmm. across the country, and dealing with VPs from Nordstrom and everywhere else, helping them with their kids who were in trouble with the law or who needed to kind of refocus on some activities to get their life together. So through Patisse, I was able to, I operated a boot camp for young people here in Kentucky. I was one of the people that did that. And then also we had an outreach program that we had in over a dozen or so schools here, where we taught kids the principles of self-esteem, and also taught them the skills based on my love for the industry, the entertainment industry. We taught them how to write, produce, and direct, and create their own PSAs, public service announcements, and film projects, so that they can help shape the images that they're, affected by every day. Mm-hmm. The one thing that I really pride myself in doing with African American community is teaching people that you don't have to always rely on someone to tell your story. You don't always have to rely on someone else to craft the images that you want to be influenced by. You have the ability to take those images and those stories and do something with them yourself. And I think until we can do that on a broader scale, I mean, you see a lot of it now on YouTube, you see a lot of it now, with independent film production, but there's still not enough. We have Oprah Winfrey, who has one network, and I really support her efforts all the time, because she supported me when I had my television show that I launched from here years ago, called the National Black Business Report. And by encouraging me at the right time, basically I was able to reach 14 million households on 250 stations across the country and the Caribbean. And it was a successful show.
Amazing. That's wonderful, George.
We focused on finances and economics, and did reports live from the Mercantile Exchange in Chicago, and looked at what was going on Wall Street, and also offered people options on how to read and understand those markets. And so, she supported me in that when she really didn't have to. Gordon Parks Sr., who was my mentor, he supported me when he didn't have to. And these people I really respect a lot, because oftentimes you hear, well, you should reach out to somebody you want to be your mentor, to influence or encourage you. And the bigger the name, the more people that that are around you tell you they're not going to take time to listen to you. They're not going to take time to get involved with you. And you get the voice, the pushback that says basically, you don't have anything to lose. So why not ask?
Yeah.
Why not reach out? Why not try? And oftentimes when you do follow through and you reach out and you ask and you try, you accomplish great things. And so all the stuff that people attribute to me really has little to do with me, but it has a lot to do with the folks that's always given me support and encouraged me along the way. So that's how I try to live my life. That's how I try to operate my businesses. And I've just been lucky. It doesn't mean everything goes perfect, but it means that the majority of the time, things are fun.
Well, good. It's good to have your passion come to life before you. It takes time, it does take time, but perseverance is everything. And it's a good thing, too. Yeah,
I live by the motto. I have what I call a 3P principle, which is basically preparation, patience, and persistence. And if you imply those, or incorporate those three things in your daily living and with your goals, you will get pretty close, if not accomplish all your goals or exceed them. And I learned that at a very early point growing up as a kid. So I don't try to tell people to do things that I don't believe in, or things that I haven't encouraged, or things that I haven't endured or experienced. You know, I'm speaking most of the time from the heart, if not all the time from the heart. Some people may say sometimes too much from the heart, but you know, I believe that in order to have a role in the conversation, often it's important to have lived or experienced what you're about ready to speak or share about. Okay?
Right. Yeah. If you've never lived it, what can you tell somebody? So it's good to share. And I appreciate you sharing with us today. Thank you for coming on Cornelia TV. Okay.
It's my privilege, is what I wanted to say.
Okay.
And you know, I'll come back anytime I need to support what you're doing and help your show grow and evolve in any way I can help.
Oh, well, thank you very much for that. See, we're a good team together. This is a good man. And, you know, it's good to see people on the grow and people that are willing to give you a hand up instead of a handout. And George Addison is that person. And I thank him again for being on the show.
My pleasure.
And we'll be right back, and we're going to close and give you his information one more time. So get your pencils and paper ready, because when we come back, he's going to tell you how to get in contact with him and more information again, just for you ones that are tuning in. So hang in there. Thank you. George Addison's book. I'm letting you see the cover of it. Doesn't that look good? And there's his name and everything. So he's writing this book, and he's going to need support. That means some of y'all buy it. Okay, because you know we got a habit of not buying and supporting our people. La 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 la. I'm not going to preach. But there it is. And we thank him for being on the show today. And everyone have a good day. And today just happens to be Martin Luther King Day in the United States. We celebrate a great man. And there's other great people that are still trying to carry out his dream. George Addison Jr. is one of those people. And also me. We're the dream that he talked about. And we all should do our part to make America a beautiful place, a safe place, and a place where we all can win. Okay, so everybody have a great day. This is Cornelia Moss Odom speaking for Cornelia TV Presents. Have a blessed day, everyone. For more information about George Addison, go to the website at the bottom of the screen and type that in. And that's how you get in touch with him. That's the other company that he mentioned during the presentation. And that's his information. So log on, everyone.